Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining me. I just woke up a little bit ago, so this is my morning look. I just wanted to say hello and welcome all of you. Thank you so much for being here with me today. To all the new subscribers, hello, my name is Jason Adams. Welcome to my world. And to those of you who have returned and given me so much love over the last few months, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you. I'm not going to drone on early in this video. I got this awesome new modern lamp. Look how cool this thing is. I was so excited about it, so I had to have it on my desk. Today's video is going to be based on something I wasn't prepared to do a video on, but here I am. Once again, all my best laid plans often go astray, and this is a classic example of that. So I was going to do a video on arts and crafts jewelry, and this morning I woke up and I realized that tomorrow is going to be the major event of the solar eclipse. And in my area, it's going to be in totality. So all the things are going to align tomorrow, the sun, the moon, and the earth. And we are going to go into complete darkness in my area. And what I wanted to do is reflect on my collection and see what would make sense to talk about in terms of what the eclipse is known for spiritually, and that is kind of a rebirth or renewal, new beginnings, and it's viewed as a catalyst for internal growth and, I guess emotional balance is the best way I could say it. So I wanted to do this as the fact that there is great spiritual significance in the solar eclipse, and I thought of a gemstone that kind of I'm going to struggle for words, but a gemstone that for me has always been a reminder of those things, and that's Moonstone. And it's odd that, I would do a video on Moonstone, during the, solar eclipse, but here we are. And, thank you so much for accepting me into your life and into your world. And I am super excited about this. So I don't want to drone on too much, but, here's a couple examples of the Moonstone that I'm going to take over to the light box. And here is a beautiful, beautiful moonstone. Now, in a few of my other videos, I had some moonstones that I had talked about before in some of my own work and then in some of the antique pieces. I'll briefly bring those on. I don't like repeating myself with any of the things that I show you. So, without further ado, we're going to go over to the light box and we're going to discuss Moonstone. And I want you all to remember that tomorrow is our opportunity to be together and also to have common ground and also have new beginnings and reflect on old things and let the old energy go and renew yourself and renew your energy, renew your focus and what your passions are. And I thank you all so much again for this opportunity to give you more information on part of my collection. Oh, and a butterfly wing pendant. I know you're all staring at it and you're like, what is that? It's butterfly wing under glass, and it was one of my favorites, and I'll be wearing that tomorrow during the solar eclipse. Anyways, thank you so much. Wait one second. I'll be right back. Thank you. So you made it back to my light box with me, and here we are. So the first piece I'm going to show you will be featured in another video coming up on arts and crafts jewelry, and it's this necklace. And let me zoom in on this. And again, thank you so much for being here with me today. You have no idea what this means to me. Had a rough couple of days, and here we are celebrating a beautiful gemstone that has been historically important for a long time. I did quite a bit of research on Moonstone before I thought of doing this video actually 2 months ago, and I've lost track of some of the information in my mind, but this is a beautiful example of gem grade moonstone. This pendant is turn of the century. It's arts and crafts, and I'm not going to go into too much depth about these pieces and their history and their makers, but this one was really important. I purchased this years ago, and there's a long story behind this, and we'll get into this in the arts and crafts video, but this is attributed to Josephine Hartwell Shaw. And she was an arts and crafts metalsmith at the turn of the last century. This pendant was made around between 1905 and 1910, and the moonstone is just incredible. And look at that kind of yellow-green glow on the top moonstone, and then when you come down to this one, look at that, the way that pushes the light right back to us. Very deep cabochon on that one, very, very luminous, very beautiful, and that is one of the most beautiful examples of moonstone that you'll see in antique jewelry. And again, I'm just going to give you some basic information and a visual catalog catalog of the moonstones that I've personally collected over the years. This is an incredible arts and crafts era moonstone and sterling silver bracelet. I bought this for very little money because the clasp was missing, and I'm sure the clasp is what was signed sterling. And look at these moonstones. Look at how it pushes the light right back out to you. And these are cabochon cut gem grade moonstones. This bracelet dates a little bit later than the one you just saw. So this is still considered arts and crafts, completely handmade out of sterling silver. But this one's slightly newer than the last version. This would be around 1925, maybe 1930 at the very newest. But look at those stones and how beautiful the sterling silver work is around them. I have loved moonstone for a very long time, and I believe that I've had this particular bracelet for, I think, 15 or 16 years. But look at those moonstone, how incredibly, incredibly beautiful. Let me wipe my hands off because, gosh, are they dirty. They are so dirty today. Let me just brush them off really quick. And again, I want to thank you so much for being here with me. You really make me feel great. If you would do me a favor and go over to one of, as I try and untangle some of these necklaces, if you would go over to my short feeds, I did one yesterday that's on my photography, and I would really appreciate if you could go over and take a look at the video that I did on my photography. So scroll across the top where you see my video feed, and then you'll see a few tabs down. It says shorts. Please go ahead and click on that and go over to my photography video because it's very important that you see that video that I posted. It was a very emotional video and a little difficult for me to do, but I really did want to share my photographs with the world, and I would really appreciate your support in doing that. And please share me out to your friends. I really appreciate all of you. I truly do. This is Moonstone, more contemporary than arts and crafts, still made in the arts and crafts style, but look how beautiful these stones are. And this is a gigantic pendant, but this is a testament that I had collected moonstone for a long time. And look at the little rainbow in that one as rainbow moonstone. Really incredible gemstone that I loved its kind of opalescent quality, and I loved how some were more translucent, some were more cloudy, some had such bright blue in them. I really loved this pendant. I love the size and the style of this. Very elegant, very beautiful. And again, this is probably from the late 80s. But still so great. We see a lot of these at the gem shows now, and they're not made as well. They're not as beautifully crafted as that one. So that's another, let me set that out of the way. My desk is a mess over here. And I know you don't want to hear about my drama, but that's just the way it is. These two I want to show you because I had collected moonstone in college, and I didn't have much money back then, and there's still days when I don't have much money, but this one I bought in college, and it came into like the student center, and there's a little compartment, so it's considered a poison ring, and look how beautifully done this is. Back in the day, I bought this for $28 or $35, and that's all the money I had for like the whole week. You know, when I was trying to buy books for college, I didn't have a lot of money, but I fell in love with this, and I just had to have it. But that was a very early a piece in my collection, and has stayed with me ever since, and I loved the moonstones in that. Much more white, much more clear, but just beautiful. Moonstone really does seduce us and makes us think of the heavens and makes us think of the moon and the renewal. Again, that's what it's known for. This pendant is a great example of moonstone that I didn't spend much on. I think some people might think that I spend exorbitant amount of money on everything that I buy. I did not spend much on this. I think it was $10 or $12 at one of the international gem and jewelry shows, and I was so delighted to get this. It's new. I think I bought this maybe 12 years ago, and, you know, real thin sterling chain, but it wasn't about the chain. It was just, to me, about this beautiful moonstone, that beautiful chatoyance, that beautiful internal glow that Moonstone has. And I hope this encourages you not only to collect Moonstone, but to do further research on your own about the history of the stone and when it was mined and where it's found and, you know, the Mohs hardness, anything that you want to know. I hope this just encourages you to do further research. I wish I had black to put this on. You know what? Let me see how it looks on black, because sometimes these stones change dramatically. Yeah, it does. It changes dramatically. And the reflection there is just from my ring light. So that kind of oval of, you know, dots is just from my ring light. I can't avoid that. So, but look at that. Just really beautiful, very simple, and again, not expensive. So, you know, not everything needs to be expensive in anyone's collection, including mine. Now, this one, oh, let's show this one. I had made this. This was in a video of past video, and please, if you want to see my silversmithing video, please go to that. But I made this one, and it is an incredible high dome moonstone. And I love that it was kind of this yellow-green. Again, it can go yellow-green. It can go into the blue family. It can stay very, very white and very, very pale and almost opalescent. Love, love, love this. I love this moonstone. And then I created this kind of Zen garden of silver pallions that were melted down, antique and vintage pieces that were just completely trashed and couldn't be restored. It was also part of my scrap from some of my projects. So I melted those down and then made these large silver pallions, which I then hammered and planished, and I oxidized so that it looked like stones, so that it looked like a Zen garden of rocks and stones and just naturalistic. And I loved the asymmetry. I loved that it was asymmetrical yet so balanced, and when it's on, it's just one of the most beautiful and exquisite stones and mounting, and I love that ring, and I wear it very frequently. On to, I don't want to repeat myself, but I think there's a few here. Yeah, I did a talk on this one already, but this was still out, and 14 karat gold and gem grade moonstone, so you can see the highest quality moonstone that money can buy, and then cornflower natural sapphires in 14 karat gold. Loose attribution to maker on this, but it's from the 1940s into the 1950s. Very retro, very classy, but look at the moonstones. That's what I wanted to show you is, look at the way the light goes through them, yet the light comes right back at you as well. So look at that. Look how blue they read on a dark fabric. You know, they kind of stay grayish there, but then they go electric blue when they're on a dark background. So moonstone should and will become one of your favorite stones. You're going to love it. When you see it in real life, you're going to absolutely love moonstone. Let's see here. So as I prepare for the eclipse tomorrow, I'm so glad that I went through this, because these stones are the catalyst for inner growth and emotional balance. And moonstone helps with that. It assists that with us. And after all, God made it and Mother Nature made it, so why wouldn't it help us center ourselves and have a new beginning? This is a very unusual brooch, and I could never really figure out what they were going for here, but it's this large lobster or crayfish. I believe that's a lobster more than a crayfish. Yes, I would say lobster. And look at the moonstone set into its back. I've had this brooch for around 20, I think I've had this for about 20 years. It was sold as costume. I didn't pay very much for it, and I didn't really want to talk about values in this video, and I'm trying to avoid that because this is more about the stones and the way they were used in the history of jewelry, and again, just kind of showing you some stuff from my collection. All right, I don't want to struggle for content here, but this one I'd already had in a video, and I talked about this before, gem grade moonstone in a very modernist form. I could talk about this forever, but look at that. Its simplicity in not only the metal, but then look at that moonstone. Again, absolutely incredible bezel set gem grade moonstone. What a beauty. Let's see. And then we're going to go into, as I get these back in the bag and keep things safe. And again, thank you so much. I can never say it enough. And I hope you all know how absolutely how you make me feel so loved. and you make me want to continue to do these educational videos and kind of fancy shows and tells. These are 2 scorpion brooches. They're both inset with the most incredible moonstone again, and I've loved these for so long. I did have these in a past video, so I don't want to spend too long on them, but I just wanted to make sure that if you had missed the previous videos, that you saw some of the pieces that I brought early on. And let's set them on a darker color. Look at those. Just look at the color of those stones. And again, the glow. Now, moonstone comes in so many different qualities, and I would consider this very high quality. Very clean, very clear, and almost so color matched in both of the brooches. And when I wore these kind of side by side, flanking each other. So very protective in both directions. I sometimes felt like I needed protected in all 4 directions. But this had me covered in at least, well, I guess you could say 4 pinchers and, stingers. So I guess it had me covered in all 4. But incredible and so naturalistic. Beautiful silver work on these. And again, I didn't want to get lost in talking about the silversmithing capabilities of some of these things, but incredible, incredible scorpion brooches. This is a wonderful moonstone arts and crafts ring. Now, some people may say that's not arts and crafts. Well, I'm not here to, completely disagree, but I'm here to clarify. This ring is genuine arts and crafts. This ring is from circa dating it right around 1920. It could be as early as 1918, and it could be as late as 1935, but this is 100% arts and crafts original. These stones sing and absolutely glow on their own. Again, when it's on, it's just that most fantastic testament to what moonstone is known for. Look how protective this is. Look how clarifying this is. And then an artist, an arts and crafts artist, hand hammered this and made all these foliate scrolls and these raindrops, and each bezel was completely hand constructed for each stone. Notice that this one is chubbier and wider than this more elliptical and thinner one. And then you go to this one, and it's chubbier and a little out of round, a little out of oval, I should say. So look at the way the metal is created too in these timeless treasures of arts and crafts, and why I loved the arts and crafts movement, which is the video I was actually going to do today. Why I love the arts and crafts movement is just because it kept me here as an artist. It kept me here as an artist and a creator, and it paved the way for artists of today. This beautiful filigree bracelet, and why I bring this on is I have only had this for a very little while, and I have to look at this closely. I think it's gray moonstone, but again, there is the gemstone chalcedony, which is also known for looking like moonstone. So those could be blue chalcedony. So I'm going to have to look into that and make sure that those are moonstone before I sign off on it. But also just realize that there are some optic glass cabochons that do look like moonstone as well in more contemporary jewelry. But I loved that line bracelet, and I love the design and the movement, but how they kind of accentuated the scrolls with these cabochon cut, glowing, beautiful stones. Absolutely, absolutely beautiful. And I do believe that those are, in fact, moonstone. But I'm going to look closer at that. That might need a little bit more attention. Now, and, again, I'm by no means perfect in these videos. So I always try and bring you the most accurate information that I humanly can. This is going to fight like crazy with this light box. But this is a star moonstone. So when we look at this outside, there is a natural star that occurs in this moonstone. Let me see if I can shut the light off. Let's try this, and I haven't tried it yet, so I'm going to shut the main source off, and then let's see if we can. Nope, that's going to black light it. Let's see here. Let's do this one. Oh, there we go. So there's the star. And people say that, you know, moonstone doesn't star. Well, it does. So there is a star. It's a very pronounced and very central star. I guess I'll leave the light there and I'll just move this. Look at that star. Star moonstone, very, very large, framed with diamonds. And I bought this years ago. Now, how this is done is, look at the back as a matte finish. Well, that pushes the light right back out to the viewer. And I wish I could go, let's try and go above. Let's see if that works. No, not as much. I'm trying my best here to get you the best star I possibly can. And let's move this back. Let's see. You can tell that I don't edit my videos. There's the star. Yeah, there we go. There's the star. You got to go right over top of it. And again, I'll just move this. Look at that star. Stays very central. Six-pointed star. Really beautiful. And almost looks like, almost looks like a reptilian eye with that kind of slit. So beautiful and so mysterious. But again, look at that beauty. That's probably going to be the other necklace that I wear tomorrow. I probably wear this above the one that I had on earlier. And look at the diamond border on this really cool chain. I'm a stickler for chains, by the way. But yeah, this is incredible. Diamond border. And I think I bought this... 8 years ago. I bought this one at the international show from my dealer from India. And, Paris, if you're ever watching my videos, thank you for supplying me with some of the most beautiful gems that a person could collect. You were a magnificent friend and still are, but haven't seen you for a while, Paris. And it's good for my bank account. But I miss you, my friend. Thank you for all you've done for me. I really appreciate you. Let's see. 2 more. And then we are going to call it quits. We're going to say we've had it. Let's see. I don't want to reveal the price tag on this one, so I'll just kind of cover it up. Let's see here. I think this one... Oh, yeah. There we go. What can I say? Gigantic, huge moonstone and diamond border, again, from Paris. And I wish I could put this on another color. Yeah, there we go. So, boom. Not as chatoyant. And not as, great in terms of having a ton going on in the stone, but look at the diamond border. Look at the size of the moonstone. It's gigantic. I think the carat weight on that one, let me leave this in. I think the carat weight on this one, let me take a look. Yeah, okay, 86.1 carats. And I guess I could have given carat weights on the other pieces, but I didn't feel it important in this video. We're just talking moonstone, and we're just having a beautiful, refreshing talk before tomorrow's big event, which I wasn't so excited about, but now all of a sudden I'm crazed about it. I'm super excited for this new beginning. And then also, the message to trust your instinct. Trust your instinct, follow your path in life. We all know what our paths are, and when we don't follow them, we lose something. And follow your path, and especially a new beginning tomorrow for all of us. Even if you can't see it, the eclipse, or where you're at in the world, if you only see a little bit of it, just know that it's there and know that it's happening. This is blue moonstone. And I could talk about this brooch for a long time. It is Victorian, so it's right around 1860. Oh boy, 1860 to 1880. And that's circa dating again. The little ring here was not for another pendant. This was for a chain that then had another little brooch on it that would secure this in place. So that wasn't about, what do I say? That wasn't about having a drop on it. Let me hold it there. Well, I guess it's not going to cooperate with me. It's not going to go where I want it to go. I want you to look at that while I say a few other things. Let me zoom in on that too. Look at that. Look at that. So I guess what I'd like to say is I'd like to leave the video with this. And I just kind of want you to, again, all be instilled in your new beginnings and have a beautiful spiritual day tomorrow. The opportunity for introspection and to look at ourselves gives us the ability to shed our old energies and to refocus. So maybe grab a moonstone and or 2 or 3 or 6 and head out tomorrow. And just remember that I love you very much. And I'm so glad that you were here with me today and that you got a chance to see some of these beautiful things. So again, this is my celebration of Moonstone, and future videos coming on Moonstone as well. And there's so many other versions in my collection that I would like to bring forward, but there you go. Thank you all so much for being so beautiful, and thank you so much for all your wonderful comments. And you know that I end it this way. I love you so much.